So to you are saying is this. So for example, if you want to know what happened this here, this part here. For now, because ni kitu mpya, like you're starting to understand what is it. And as I've said,
Yes.
these are points actually on specific things that we're looking at. One of them being WhatsApp, second is DAF, and we have the third one is the meetings. So WhatsApp is what has the messages that remember we are talking about on the messages here. We were checking on the points, and that's why we remember the formula we're talking about floating. You float on every 30 messages of text. You name it as 1 point. So that's what we are looking at. So for you to check on that, let me go back so that you can know what you're saying. So you can just come back on this for now, because you might not understand actually what you are doing. So just come back and check on the formula you are using. So for here we are using employee productivity. And now the employee productivity, what was the formula that we used is here. And remember we've been saying, for example, on this formula, what this formula means.
Yes.
It means that if we have any null, so if null in this summation, if you have any null in this summation, then replace that null with 0, so that you can be able to sum these values.
Yeah.
But if the values doesn't have null, for example, let's do this and for you to be able to see what I'm saying. So if I do this and do this, and just take this part here and just say remove null, I just use this. If we have any null in our formula, in our values, we will have an error. For example, if I just say so that is okay. But if we have any null, you will see an error. Yeah, so there's no null. But in case we have any null in our values, if you just apply this, for example, if I apply this, you will see nothing changes. The values are just the same. But now, if we have any null, that's one thing the null functions here. I'll just take this out. Just take this out and publish our values. If for that one, see just the same. So if this one is just for future reference, in case in future you'll have any null, that formula will solve that issue for you. You will not have to come back to check. Okay? Yeah, so that's number one thing that we have on this. Then that's one of them that we need maybe to really check on it. But if you come back on this one, the same applies. We have several things here that we are looking at. And as you can see, we have the meetings, we have the message points, and we have the total meetings. And all of them have different formulas, but only number of meetings, and this is meeting attended. This number of meetings, as meeting attendance, tracker, the count. So, for example, for the messages, that's where we had a formula that we used on the points, which we were talking about the message points. Yeah. So this is what you need maybe to just understand it, but it's not something big, because if you see here what they are saying, this is just length. We're talking about length here. And floating, we mean a value. We can talk about just look at the text, and then you have the length of it divided by the body, the 30 points. So we can talk about, and now we're saying this one is not together and equals to. If we could have like 30, we could have greater than or equals to. It will still apply. It will still have the same points. If you apply, see the point never change. So it's just the same thing. So as you can see, if the length of this one is this one, then this length should be divided by 30, and that's where we are having the points here.
If it is less than 30 or is more than 30,
it is either less than 30.
If it
then
is
that
less,
is not, it doesn't have any point.
If it is more, you divide it by 30.
Yeah. For example, if you had 29 text length, then if you had 29, then you will have 0 points. Because it's not above that.
Okay.
You are avoiding issues like high, because on WhatsApp, members can even text that something that is not relevant or something. So we look at those kind of issues and we try to solve them by adding points to members. Because sometimes, remember, you're looking at productivity of employees, and we can't say, like, we can't give an employee just said hi compared to somebody who gave a descriptive message on the same point. So we try to avoid those numbers who just send short notes,
like various messages.
So for you to get the exact
message points,
productivity of an employee, you just have to make sure it goes within the length of the text. So I think that's actually what you have here. Others are just count. Examples are just count of meeting attendance count. This is another count from meeting points. I think there's somewhere an issue here. We have count of meeting attendance tracker, and we have number of meetings. So where is the meeting attendance tracker? We don't need this one. What we needed, we already have meeting attendance tracker, message points. What we lack is the DAF, the quantity. We already had the others, so this one we are lacking. So we have them. If you want to exchange them, see what I did? If you want to exchange them, maybe you need this quantity
to come down,
to be here. Just drag it, or just drag this down here. You see it's changed. Those are some of the things that maybe just some of the skills you might also need to check for you to really get more on this area. You can be able to change the names, like this one is meeting message points. So I think we have somewhere total message points or something. Total message points. If you do that, there's the changes. So the same, you can apply on this one. Just right click on it and have your values. This one is total DAF points. Yeah, now you can see that. So just go ahead and understand these formulas. I think I can even share them to you. Like overall, the productivity, the message points, like this one here. Just understand it. I can just share it to you.
WhatsApp, na mimi siyuko anywhere.
Okay, I think we'll even have it on the audio. So this one will be the formula that we'll have. Then for overall, I think it's almost the same thing. You see, it's just the same thing. So it doesn't have an error because now we don't have any null. But whenever we have a null, we will not use this overall. We are just going to use the meaning of the productivity. Then you have the message points here. This is the formula. Yes, we need to understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think those are some of the things we need to take look at.
Yeah.
And just the few things to understand. Just need to name date and one of the things on it. Any question?
This one.
This are filter.
Only of these ones. Oh.
I think they should apply to all. For example, if you just do this.
Oh.
So this one is applied to this,
Okay.
but it's supposed to be applied to all. So if you want to apply it to all, see this arrow here? Click on this arrow, you go to apply to worksheet, then you can select the worksheets. So if I go select worksheets, I can pick them up. So give it a second. And you should be able to select it. Finance one is this. Okay, let's see. All using this data set. So if we come and apply on this one, for example, we'll see that some changes. You see?
Yeah.
It's applied to all of them. If I do null, if I click on null, they will all disappear. You see? Everything disappear. Everything. All of them disappear. So that's number one thing. So also this one should be applied to it the same way. So if you select your worksheet, just pick that. Because we have only one data set, we will not have a problem. But sooner when you have several data sets, you might have a problem. So you need to have each of them on one side. So if I come and now select here, let's say you only need 2022, you can see now changes that we have. Chance it's only for 2022, but for all of them, you can see now what we have. It will affect all of them. Yeah. So that's on filters. And to bring any filter, you click on this arrow, you go to filters, and pick a filter you want. You come to this, for example. So you come, first of all, you can just come on here. You see what filters we have. These are the only filters that will be seen when you check on filters of this. So if you want other filters to appear, you just bring them in. Like location, you can bring it in, and all that kind of stuff. Just say all, just say, okay, let's say all. So now we can have office location filter on our file. So if I can come here, and then go to filter, I can have office location right here. So if I click on this one, it will come to our filters. See it here.
And when you search for it, it is there.
Now we have it. So you can just do the formatting, just say multiple value. You can also apply it to all. Apply to all. I think this one is still on. So if I can go ahead and just filter, let's say you need, let's say Makutan. You also need see what values are Makutan. So only pillars like hidden Makutan or meetings or something that have points. This I think is message. We need to name this.
That point. I use message.
Yeah, so that's what we have on this. Do you have any other questions? See what we have here. But you see, this one is on
only one block.
one container, as compared to this one and this one.
So filters, once you come here,
You just come here,
when you come here, you
go
click.
to an arrow here, there's an arrow color here. You go to filter, you access the filter slot.
Then it comes
Yeah, it will come to this.
direct.
It's not a must to come direct here. It can even come here.
That one.
But now, for now, it will just come.
Because it was
It will select any point, any blank point.
Okay.
So, but now we have everything filled, so it will only come on this.
okay.
Yeah. So we might need to maybe do the formatting. You can just have this. This one is this one works.
Shading you went
Just want to format.
But why am I ever afraid of formatting? Because I understand the other way. When you format, it deletes, clears everything.
When you format
But here,
you
the
mean
other
format
way.
of
But
is,
this way.
formatting.
Yeah, or creating.
Formatting your but for now I think I need to come on this office location.
So,
This is just a container that I placed.
yeah.
Right. Hope you do understand it. Yeah, so that's what we have. Anything else?
On the other one, online, again I tried to. This one I came up with, but this one is a downloaded one. Sindio, those arrows.
Those
They are-
arrows are on,
they
they are
are-
on tableau. They are not downloaded. If you come to here, but others, we have others that will force you to download.
That's simple.
Yeah, so for
Simple.
example, they're here. If you come on this, go to shapes.
Yeah.
If you come to shapes, you go to here, you go to arrows. You'll see them.
Why didn't I see it?
They're here.
My head was. You begin again.
Not a problem with your head. If you go to tableau, let me show you something. If you come to tableau, documents, tableau, shapes, arrows.
Those ones are.
They are here. Here they are.
Yeah.
So whatever is here is what is shown on tableau.
In tableau.
So if I come back here, if I want to download any, I'll be able to have it on this side.
I didn't.
So if you see here, we have other arrows that are downloaded. This here,
Yes.
this one are downloaded. The other ones are the ones that are normally on tableau.
Yeah.
When you download your tableau, you will download it with that. So the arrows, just click on the arrow that you want. Just go ahead and say okay. So what you do on those fellas, on those what do you call it? The buttons. Put the buttons. So say for example home button. The home button, for example,
What?
to just have quotation and say home. For example, if you want to say to home, something, it will apply home, then just click OK. So when I take this and bring it in, for example, and say I have it on, you can see what happens. It's here. But for now, let's just have it on this. Where is it? Let me undo. Then the other thing that we need to always take care of is panicking when you are doing tableau. Don't panic. Whenever you panic, you make errors that you will not be able to solve. So here,
you put it there.
Yeah, you place it here. If you place it here, you place it on this one, it will still apply. It will automatically take it to rows. But if you take it to label, it will do something else. If you take this to label, see, it only has home. The one that is on
the other side.
And then now this one is automatic. This one is automatically on text. You see it here. It shows you it's automatically on text. But if you want it to be, you see T is what is on text. This one here. But if you want to have the arrows to come to shape, click on arrow to become here. Already to see already we did selection. We selected earlier. We selected it before. So you can just go ahead and make selection and apply. Then you can go ahead and increase this height and just maybe do the formatting a little bit. Format. Let's come here and remove the row dividers. Like that, and then we can remove also this and say this one you hide it. And you can increase the fonts. Yeah, so now that's what we are having. So that's what we'll come and apply it. Or if we have it. So that's what we are having here. The same applies to this. This one here is just a text. This one is just a text. These are filters. These are sheets. These ones and these ones. These three are sheets. Sheets is just an image. It's a download button. You come and have it from the objects. So the objects and we have a dashboard here. So you come inside the objects. So download is what we have here. We have navigation bar. Navigation is just to navigate. Like if you want to move from this to this, from this cursor to wireframe, it's a navigate. It's almost the same with the button.
So when you place it on it, it will begin also working, changing directions.
It will navigate.
Okay.
This is what I mean. So if you come and take navigation bar somewhere, for example, let's say then just have it here for now. So if I edit and just say let it take me to one of these. So let's say I need it to take me to wireframe ER. I just say okay. This will take me to what I have this here, for example. Let me just have it. So if I have this on presentation mode, I can just click on this. It takes me to the wireframe. So it will take you back. I mean, it will take you to where you ordered it.
Yes, okay.
It's just a navigation bar.
Then whatever you command it.
Yeah, so what you say, you told it to move to, that's where it will move to. You can do the formatting, maybe this one. Maybe just want it to go to this one is text. Maybe let's say wallet. Yeah. So if you click on it, you'll go to the wire. Any other question?
They am okay. In fact, this upper navigations and whatever, I'm okay. These ones I can create.
So what I'll urge you to do is redo this without me in your mind. Redo this without me in your mind. Everything on this.
Yes.
From scratch. Then that one we go ahead and publish, and then we can do the validation. So I'll send you this.